going to take a look now at the overhead lockout position. So with the kettlebell, there are a few things that you'll need to do a little bit differently than what you do with a dumbbell or barbell. With your kettlebell overhead lockout position, the first thing is, of course, to have a locked out arm. So my elbow joint is locked out. The only exception to this is if someone's quite hypermobile through the elbow joint, in which case you want to stop them at an anatomical lockout position. So elbows locked out. Note that my arm is vertical. I don't want my arm out to the side. I want it vertical because this is going to be nice and stable. The next thing to look at is the position of your hand. So my hand is just slightly turned in towards my body. It's basically external rotation of the shoulder, but the easy way to think about it is having my little finger turned in slightly towards my body. This is really important because if I try to have my hand parallel to my body, you'll notice that the kettlebell rotates over my head. And as I start to fatigue, the kettlebell is going to want to pull further and further that way, and then you've obviously got this problem of possibly having a kettlebell on top of your head. The next thing that we're going to look at is having your lower body actually doing a lot of the work for you. So you should be able to see that the weight of the kettlebell sits over my hip and my heel. You don't want this sort of position here because it's quite unstable and quite uncomfortable. So make sure that you have the kettlebell weight sitting over your hip and your heel. For a lot of people, this will mean that their bicep is roughly in line with their ear. For some people, it will be slightly forward. For me, it's roughly bicep in line with ear. There you go. So there are some really important things to look for when you're locking the kettlebell out overhead.